All right, so welcome to number 9. You've already gone through number 1 on the first video. So now, as a reminder, you're working on number 9 on balancing equations, worksheet number 1. Again, I'm just going to walk through this for you a little bit. Hopefully that will help you get a little bit more confidence in being able to do some of these balancing equations for the rest of the period at least. So, I've written this out already. Hopefully by now you've also written that out. Remember, I encourage you to use a pencil and use a piece of paper, not just trying to cram in all your work in these tiny little spots. This is where you'll write your final answer. So I encourage you when you turn this in is that you also show your work on a piece of paper to get the full extra credit. So remember that this is an extra credit assignment. I've written that on most of yours. So we're going to go through, we're going to count. We've got 2 sodiums. We've got 1 carbon. We've got 3 oxygens. We've got 1 hydrogen. We've got 1 chlorine. Notice I did do one that's a little bit longer. Here, but then we'll be like, all right, you could probably already guess I wasn't going to choose one that was already balanced, which is awesome, but it makes it actually a little tricky to teach you how to do it. So I choose one a little bit more complicated. So we've got Na, 1 sodium. So notice this is Cl. As I've said 100 times probably in class, the lowercase l is the enemy of all chemistry teachers because that looks like an I. That should actually be like a little l. So that is chlorine. So we got chlorine, so that means we're going to actually peek all the way down here because when you combine sodium carbonate and hydrochloric acid, you end up with NaCl. So now we're going to put it down here. That is balanced. Then we've got carbon. Gonna take a quick peek. We got 1 carbon. We've got, now we're down to oxygen. We've got 2 oxygens here and 1 here. That's what a lot of people actually miss when they are trying to balance. They're like, oh, wait. And I will tell you over and over again, oxygen is actually present in a lot of compounds. So whenever you're doing balancing, whenever you look at oxygen, make sure you're looking at the entire equation because there might be a little sneaker right here. Not as in a shoe sneaker, but I guess sneak up on you sneaker. So we got 2 oxygen, so 2 oxygens there, 3 all together. Then we've got a hydrogen, and now we've got 2 hydrogens. So we've got our carbons are balanced, our oxygens are balanced, our chlorines are balanced. But unfortunately, our sodiums and our hydrogens are not balanced. So here we've got 2 on this side and 1 on that side. Here we've got 1 on this side and 2 on that side. So, to start out with, I forgot my little coefficient line. Unfortunately, a little piece of tape there. So, to start out with, go ahead and put a 2 in front of that sodium. So I'm going to erase this. We got a 2. So sweet. Now we've got our sodiums are balanced, our carbons are balanced, our oxygens are still balanced, our hydrogens, sorry. I took a big picture. Our hydrogens are not balanced as well. I missed that earlier. So thanks if you already noticed that. So we've got our hydrogens are also not balanced. But we're going to come down here now. And what happened to us is that now that we had to put that coefficient in front of that NaCl, we had to actually change that. So now chlorine was balanced before, but now it's not. So these 3 are balanced. We've gone down here. Now, on this side, we were on the product side, but now we have to come back to the reactant side to see that there is a connection between those. Sorry about that beep that keeps on happening. I keep getting emails, and that, unfortunately, that's in my video. So, we've got 1 to 2. So now, in order to make that no longer be 1, we've got to put a 2 in front of there. So that now says that we have 2 hydrogens. But remember that this 2 also applies to this chlorine. We can't just say that that chlorine does not have 2 in front of it. Because if I have 2 HCl's, that 2, so if I've got an entire HCl here and an entire HCl here, notice there are 2 hydrogens and 2 Cl's. Alright, so hopefully that makes it a little bit more clear. And look what happened. You might already see. So because when I balanced this hydrogen, this chlorine also became balanced. That's kind of the magic sometimes of these balancing is sometimes when you balance one thing, the other thing will balance itself. So that again is number 9. Hopefully that is helpful. If you have questions, I'm going to write my email up here. Know that I am accessible via email this weekend, and I'm also accessible via email right now, during your class. I'm going to be on the road. I can at least respond to an email. I'm not driving, so I can respond to an email at least while I'm in the passenger seat. All right, so we're going to go on the next video. We are going to review number 13. 13 might look a little daunting. Check out all of those subscripts, how big those are and how little those are. So we're going to go through number 13. We're going to go back to the other board now. So thanks for watching, and let me know if you have any questions. Okie dokie. Bye.